What is up, people? What is up, gente? What is up? Hope you guys are having a beautiful day, beautiful night, beautiful wherever you are at, wherever you're driving through. Hope you guys are having a better experience than I am. But we'll get to that in a minute. It's currently November 13th. November 13th of 2025. Estamos ya en noviembre, casi el día de pavo. We're almost to Turkey Day, Thanksgiving Day, right? I don't know if you guys are working for Thanksgiving. I don't know if you're going to be over the road for Thanksgiving. I plan to be over the road for Thanksgiving, but I'm having second thoughts. LOL. And I'll get to that in a minute. Which is also kind of strange this month because I've already hit snow in Indiana. I went to pick up in Coopersville a couple of days ago. Coopersville, Michigan, Continental Dairy. Picked up a load out of there that sent me down to Murray, Kentucky. And on my way down on I-94, down from Michigan to what's it called, Indiana, I hit the lake effect snow. And there was a delay of almost 2 hours of sitting in traffic because, people not knowing how to drive and people crashing and spinning out and trucks falling into ditches, into mediums and stuff. I even saw a tanker there that had slid and ended up in the medium or getting stuck in the medium or something. I don't know. He like kind of jackknifed. But yeah, man. So yeah, I've already experienced winter here in for this season. Got the snow and whatnot. It's a little slippery, so if you're gonna be out here driving during the snow season, be careful, slow down, be alert, pay attention, know your weaknesses, just be aware, man. Just be aware. Don't be out here, thinking you're Dominic Toretto and catch yourself in a situation where it's going to be all bad. So, as you can see, I got my jacket on because the temperature is definitely changed. I mean, today it's a little better, but it's definitely hoodie season, sweater season, beanie season. So stay warm out there if you're out here, up here up north. Because I know in Florida, well, actually in Florida, back home, it was actually pretty cold. Because I remember my pops calling me and telling me that he was covering up plants and bringing in the dog and whatnot. So it's been pretty cold even down in Florida. So I guess throughout the country, the weather is getting a little chilly. So just stay warm, y'all. But anyways, I wanted to make this video because let's talk about buying them, man. Let's talk about buying them. Since I left, the other company I was driving for, and since I've come here, I haven't really spoken much about buying them, and I'm probably gonna, regret this video, or I'll probably, get in trouble for making this video, or I'll probably, yeah, just but I'm willing to, take that because currently, man, I'm just feeling a little down on my luck. And, I know I'm really not the type to go ahead and, speak on things if it's not, if I haven't had the time to, think it through, or, if I haven't had time to, yeah, I really, I like to calculate what I do and say before, I actually publish it online. But in this situation, I feel like I should definitely address it. And because, on TikTok, Instagram, I've had people mention some stuff to me and I've just kind of, brushed it off. Even here on YouTube, just kind of, ignored it and brushed it off. But I want to talk about it now, all right? Okay, so let's talk about what orientation was like for me at Bynum. Um, Orientation for me at Bynum was 2 days, actually. It was 2 days. Um, I lived, roughly 45 minutes away from the terminal, so I drove my personal car to orientation, and they set me up in a hotel for one of those nights. And on the second day, well, actually on the first day, they, you know, pretty much we did the driving test, right? So you go, with the um, instructor, you go and do, a riding test, and, backing test, and before you come to orientation, though, they send you out to do the drug screening, and they send you all the paperwork that you need to fill out through the is it called the 10th Street Pulse app, right? I think that's what it's called. You pretty much got to do all this stuff on there, and then the only stuff you really got to fill out when you get to orientation is your direct deposit form. That's about it. I don't really remember orientation being that sophisticated. Um, the pay, at least for me, they matched me where I left off at FlowTrans, which is 57 cents a mile. Um, which I was glad that they, were able to match that because, yeah, you know what I'm saying? On their website, it does say that, they'll pay 50 cents per mile, but in my experience, I think they told me that that website was outdated. And since I've driven for FlowTrans, they just met me at 57 cents, which was great, like I said. Um, but I didn't get assigned the truck till Wednesday, from what I remember, because they were still cleaning out trucks, getting them readied up for us. And after that, I pretty much got my first load. It was off to work by then. And that's where I guess I'll go ahead and start to mention, as far as what my experience has been so far with them. I started back in September, um, late September with them. I don't remember the exact date, but I started out with them, and it was a situation where, um, like I said, I got a load out of Florida, and they took me up to Michigan, Paw Paw, Michigan to be exact. It was a drop and hook, and that's been my experience here. Here at Bynum, a lot of their loads, a lot of them. I'm not gonna say all of them, right? But a lot of them, a fair amount of them, is dropping hooks. The tank washes you'll go to is a lot of dropping hooks, which is very nice because you ain't got to sit around and wait for a tank to get washed. Usually by the time you get there, the tank will be clean. It's very rare that I've had to wait for a tank to be washed, or I've had to get live washed. It's very rare. I think I've only done that once these entire almost 2 months that I've been here. But I will say, my issue, with this company has been, I just find myself sitting a lot, man. Like, just sitting a lot. And I hate to say that because it's a great company in the sense that nobody bothers you when things are going good. Nobody bothers you. Nobody calls you. Nobody does, anything to get on your nerves or anything like that. Like, nobody micromanages you. You pretty much can fuel at every Flying J and Pilot. That's where they want us to fuel up. And the fuel card is open, so you can fuel up anytime, anywhere, as long as it's a Flying J or a Pilot. But this whole sitting around stuff is what gets me, with them. Um, because my issue is that when I come out here, I make myself available day and night. I'll run on recaps. I don't have to stop to do a 34 every end of the week. Like, cause I don't. I just it's like, it's not a big deal to me if I don't have to. If you can keep me rolling, I'll stay rolling. So my issue just becomes that like, it seems like lately here, like, I'll get a load, I'll run, deliver it early, and then I'll just be told to go to a truck stop and wait, and then I'll sit there for almost 24 hours. Not enough to get a 34 in, but almost. Currently, I'm currently sitting doing a 34 because I did a drop and hook in Murray, Kentucky, and they didn't have a tank. They didn't have a load for me, so I went to a truck stop that Loves off of I-24 in Culver City, Kentucky, I think. Sat there on Tuesday afternoon up until Wednesday afternoon. Ran up to Louisville to get a clean tank. When they sent me the load in on Wednesday. But I'm not scheduled to pick up till Friday morning. So it's currently Thursday. So I won't be picking up till tomorrow. But I got to this pilot or this Flying J Wednesday night after I ran from, after I picked up the tank in Louisville. So I'll be getting a 34 in this time around. But then I'll run down to Murray. The load isn't due till 8 p.m. It's a drop-in hook, but in Murray, Kentucky, that Saputo down there, you can't deliver until 8 hours early. They won't take the trailer. So that's what, 12, 1, something like that. And it's only paying out 280 miles. So I don't know, man. Again, I'm just a little disappointed. I've never really had this issue as to, like, I'm sitting so much in between loads. And then to deliver a load that's 280 miles away in a span of almost a day and a half. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a little. What? Now, let me back up for a second, alright? Because I don't want to make this seem like it's all doom and gloom. Because when it's going good, it's going good. Like I said, everything is drop and hook for the most part. Tank washes is, drop and hook almost. You get assigned the clean tank and you go pick it up and boom, voila. But this whole sitting around thing, I don't know if it's just freight is slow right now. I don't know if everybody else is going through that. Because again, I never really used to have that issue at Flow Trans. And here I'm just sitting around a lot, man. And I left home last Thursday. And it's currently Thursday today. So it's been a week. And I left home Thursday, and after I delivered that load, I sat, picked up another load, sat, and I'm currently doing a 34 now, waiting to pick up a load. And so far, by the end of this week, because their pay week goes from Tuesday to Tuesday, so I'll only have 830 miles, so I'm a little just concerned, man. And I sent a message out, so again, maybe this will change, and maybe I'll delete this video, and maybe I'll put unlist this video. But I'm just gonna be honest with you. I want to be transparent with you that currently I haven't been having a really good week, and it's just really upsetting to me because we're coming up to the holidays. Where if I'm gonna be sitting this much, I'd rather be at home with my family. I'd rather be at home holding my baby niece. I'd rather be at home eating good homemade tamales, good homemade tortillas, caldo de res, menudo or something. Around these holidays, So really, this video isn't really not anything for me to say except that I'm just trying to vent to you. And I just want you to realize that I'm being transparent, that this is what it is right now here. Before I become a negative Nancy, I just want to go ahead and sign off and give you guys my, well, I don't really know what to say, except that I just hope you guys are doing way better than I am. I hope you guys are doing way better than I am. Because this is no bueno, man. No bueno. Anyways, let me know if things are slow for you guys, currently where you're at in this month of November 2025.